Chia, what's good? It's your boy, Dirtbag Dan. Are we recording? Yeah, good. Excuse the morning beard. That's what happens when you sleep on your face. And lack of eye contact. I'm out here on Highway 5. We driving back from LA to San Jose early in the morning. And want to do a little blogs every motherfucking day. Talk about Patreon and the patron system, and how I feel like there's a shift in how this shit's gonna work, as far as like how fans are gonna contribute and how like art is gonna be made as a result of this new system, you know what I mean? Because I really like seeing the success that Ruin Your Day has had with the Patreon system and working with the patrons and what they've done with it, and then also like just being like a week into our shit and having 27 or something like that patrons, and like what that means to me, you know what I mean, and what I feel like that means for independent artists in general. Because we had talked before doing one of these about, I think in general the purpose of me doing these, I said in the beginning, was because YouTube had shifted, that there was a shift in the ad revenue as far as like major companies were demanding accountability as far as where their ads landed, which meant that they were going to pull their advertising, and even if you weren't someone who had content that was deemed, inappropriate, then you would still, there'd be less ad money to go around. And we've seen that, like definitely, I've seen huge shifts in the checks from YouTube, you know what I mean? Like without like getting into specifics, I just say like roughly a third of what I'd seen on the previous check I seen on my last check, and just in a single, and I knew it was going to take a couple months for it to like set in, but it definitely set in. And I could look at individual videos that were receiving X amount of dollars a month, and then they would be like a third of that is what they got on the last month. So it's just like overall less ad money that's going around. But I digress. Patreon and the patron system. Well, now we have 27 people that are dedicated to donating, between $5 and some people $25, and then a couple people even $50 a month to our channel and the production of our art, what we do. Because ours is for counterproductive, right? So it doesn't only include the podcast, but it's this whole YouTube channel. And the way we see counterproductive is we're like a production company. So we do BOTZ battles, we do the Dirtbag Dan show, all my music videos, you know what I mean, and any music that I create falls under that counterproductive umbrella. And anybody that we work with that seeks to use those resources for music videos or whatever, this audience, you know what I mean, like it all falls under that umbrella of counterproductive. So anything like these 27 people and what they're donating, they're officially like a part of creating the art now, you know what I mean. And it was one thing when it was an accumulation of a bunch of random views that equaled like X amount of cents that totaled up to actual usable dollars at some point, to now it's like this dude is giving me $5 a month. Like, I want not only to create stuff that's uniquely for that dude, I want him to be involved in the process, you know what I mean? He already is. By donating, he's become involved in the process. He put a face on being involved in the process. So now, like, the way I see it, what I want to do now is this is just, instead of it being like, okay, well, we're going to just create exclusive art for these fans to make them happy. Like, fuck that. If you're on the team, you know what I mean? So if you're donating to our Patreon, you're going to see rough versions of shit, and you're going to give us your input, and you're going to help us polish a product before we deliver it to the world. You know what I mean? Like, it's different when it's like, I would never just subject random fans to rough work because I'm trying to gain, we're trying to gain new followers, and we're trying to grow when we put out new stuff. So like it's best foot forward. But when we're, now that we're dealing with these people that are our core fans, a handful of people that obviously genuinely care about the work and the quality of the work. Well, now it's like, you know, let me know how to make this shit better. You're already making this shit better. So now let's like work together to build the army. You know what I mean? So that's the way I see this shit. And I feel like that's gonna be a thing now. Like, especially if the ad revenue continues to drift away from YouTube. YouTube will always be the platform, right? Because we still upload the videos to YouTube, and you just set them to private or unlisted and then make them available only to the patrons through Patreon. But you still gotta use YouTube, you know what I mean? So it's not like YouTube's gonna go anywhere, but YouTube is gonna cease to be like a revenue source, or a major revenue source, for anyone that isn't like at the absolute top of the food chain of that shit. So they're gonna start catering, much like us, they're gonna start catering some of their content to these exclusive groups of fans that support just them, you know, these tens and hundreds of people, you know what I mean? 100 people, 200 people, I think are Patreons of Ruin Your Day. It's incredible. It's 200 people. It's not a lot of people. But then when you look at what 200 people are capable of doing, like when they're all contributing towards the same thing, it's fucking incredible. You know what I mean? You can have, I got music videos with 500,000 views that won't have the monetary effect of the, you know, 200 patrons. That's real shit. So that changes the game, you know what I mean? And I've always, like, I think we talked about it in a previous blog. I was saying that I'm not trying to make music to gain new fans as much as I'm trying to please the fan base I already have, and then you just figure that new fans will come with that, right? So that's you know, the whole game is going to shift to, okay, well, how do I please this core group of people who actually really give a fuck about what I'm doing and are really supporting the cause? And then whatever else trickle down you get is just bonus, right? That's just the way I see it. So Patreon, patreon.com/counterproductive is our page, and I'm fully dedicated to growing this army of not of just fans, not of people who are we looking for support from, but people who we're looking to build with, you know what I mean? People who are officially going to be on our team, and they're going to be involved in the process of creating this art, not just by funding it, but by informing it. So, yeah, we love you fuckers. Vlogs every day.